you and I talked about this yesterday, where I have issues tapping my tummy and rubbing my head or whatever that thing is, and you're doing that and then some behind the wheel of that car.
Yeah, there is a ton going on because you're driving with a clutch, you're driving with a 5-speed transmission, you have a turning brake in most cases, which means that you're steering the car with the rear brakes, and you're kind of doing a dance. You know, it's all that coordination between your left hand, your right hand, and then 3 pedals. You have the clutch, the brake, and the throttle, which you don't have in the trucks. The trucks, you know, you're using a couple gears, you're using the gas, brake, and steering, and it's kind of easier in that regard. You know, these cars, you have a lot going on for sure.
And I always like to call these the Formula One of off-road with the open wheels and stuff. And here's our lineup to come up for the warm-up lap. On the front row, we got Trevor Briska and Matt Brister on the 59 and the 5s. Row 2 inside, Zach Drapkin, one of the young guns in this class in the 56. Trey Gibbs, another young gun, starts out of him, side of him in the 15. Row 3 inside, Brady Whitlock in the 74. Dale Eberts. Would you call him like the oldest guy in this field?
I'd say probably so.
Pretty close.
Definitely very experienced, and you know.
Yeah, we'll call it experienced. We'll go there. We'll go with that. He'll be starting the 6th spot, and Mark Zimmerman and Lorenzo Bonacci will start out in row 4 with the 88 and 33. Man, these cars are so light that if just a little bit of too much water is put on the track for the first like 2-3 laps, they're just skating all over the place with basically almost out of control.
Yeah, they're slipping and sliding. You know, these everybody in this class has a DOT tire all the way around, and so they don't have a lot of tread. They don't have a huge amount of horsepower to go spin an aggressive tire, so they keep it kind of low profile. And when it's wet, it's you're going for a ride all the way.
Coming up next will be the Pro Light Race. Our first pro truck race of the day will be coming up next. But right now it's all about the SoCal Fleet Services Pro Buggy. 12 laps, green flag is out. Here we go.
Clean through turn 1.
Wow.
It's always big.
Going into turn 2.
Oh, not clean through turn 2. Somebody gets sideways. Looks like Briska there. Yep. He got out unscathed, but Matt Brister out front. He's a buddy of mine, so hoping he does well. Oh, another guy slipping and sliding. Like we were talking about in the mud, it's very tricky in these cars.
And the thing is, you talk about a turning brake. You don't go to the corners and just lean on that lever, either pushing it or pulling it. It's just a tap, 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 tap kind of thing. Just a slight control to get that thing to break loose a little bit or rotate through the corners. So you don't have to lean on these things.
No, it's kind of a tool in your toolbox. You just throw it in, stand on the throttle, and adjust according with the turning brake.
Wow. These cars aren't even going straight down the front straightaway. They're actually before the flag stand, pitching it side. Yeah, exactly. Pitching it sideways and drifting into turn 1 off the 2 jumps. I love this corner because when these guys get set up and start to dry out, they're going to actually fly sideways to the air and land through turn 1.
Yeah, I think this track gives us a lot of good, you know, racing lines and options. You know, it's really flat, so it doesn't have a lot of banking.
Which means Lancaster. Remember
it was an awesome track, and you know, it's a good place to dive bomb people if you really need to make a move.
You see a lot of these cars, they don't push a lot into the turns because that's where that turning brake, like you talk about, comes in. Brister still showing the way around the course. Trey Gibbs in second. It's hard to believe you got a trophy card or a mod card kid out there right now running in that 2nd spot, but that's exactly what happened earlier today.
Yeah, it's a good class to step up to from the karts, really. I mean, the ETVs are awesome. They're a little more economical, but this is a very competitive class and teaches you a lot about, you know, desert racing, off-road short course racing, and just kind of the fundamentals of driving a bigger car.
Big air off the infield tabletop jump. These guys are flying at least very close to 100 foot, I would guess. But I mentioned this to Dave earlier today. It's like there's some weird dynamic that goes on the race course where they're all bunched up, obviously at the green flag. Halfway point, they start to spread up. And then as they get close to the end of the race, they group back together again. And I have never been able to figure out that dynamic of how or why that happens, but it almost always does.
Yeah, it sure does. I think, you know, the front runners always find it a little difficult to set the pace, and the people behind can always tell, you know, what they need to do to catch up. Oh man, looks looks like somebody's having some trouble with blown engine there at the back.
Is that Zimmerman?
No, I think it's Bonacci. Lorenzo Bonacci. Just his engine let go, unfortunately, pulling into the infield.
Price tag.
Oh yeah, yeah, he's gonna spend some money tonight. Hopefully see him tomorrow. Brister's out front. He's very aggressive, pushes hard, but sometimes that can bite him with a little flat tire action. We've seen it before. I saw it recently in Crandon. So hopefully he's able to just have a clean, smooth race here. Definitely got the speed.
Lap times are definitely getting faster. Only 2 cars right now are in the 50-second bracket. There were no cars 2 laps ago in that 50-second deal. And
yeah,
so
as they start
coming around,
yeah, they're blowing off the mud. They're getting down to the good hard dirt, and it's really coming into their speed, their stride. That right-hander there, turn 4, always tends to rut up quite a bit for some reason. Gets deep.
Now the Wellers were talking about holes in the landing area off the double here, and really upset suspension on the UTVs from what they were describing. Do you have those issues also yesterday during practice in Pro 2?
Yeah, I would say during Pro 2 there were some pockets that were opening up, big holes that were very tricky even in my truck. Most of the time we can kind of blast through them, but sometimes they'll get you, and you've got a lot of weight leaning on that outside tire. You don't want to blow a tire.
Man, those guys are flying through the infield. Jeez. And competition yellow should be coming out, I believe, this time. Yep, the pace truck's on the track. Yellow flag's in hand. Now just waiting for Brister to come around the corner to get that yellow flag as we're getting ready for the competition yellow. Now looking at the track, obviously we got Pro Light first and then you guys, but you getting excited, kind of getting wound up for your race to Pro 2?
Oh yeah, I'm very fired up. My crew got everything squared away after qualifying, and we made a couple of changes just to, the tire groove. We got Maxxis tires on my truck, and I'm just so happy with the options that gives us to work with the steering grooves and the hookup we have. But it's just right now the track looks beautiful. Looks ready for me to come out there and do our thing. I'm excited.
Now, back in my younger days, I used to race a dirt track late model, and I swear to God, I started having dreams. Like on Monday, I raced every Saturday night, but starting on Mondays, I would have dreams, and I get sick to my stomach on Tuesdays. I get nervous as hell on Wednesdays. Thursday, I was ready to crawl out of my skin. Anything like that with you?
Generally, no. I've been doing this a whole bunch, and I just like to keep it calm. I don't do anything crazy with my diet or my routine or my sleep or anything. I just try to keep it mellow, keep it normal, and then jump in and do my thing like it's another day. I get excited and look forward to it, but I try not to get all hyped up and kind of put pressure on myself. I just want to be calm and comfortable and go execute my hit my
so
marks.
What you're saying is that your way of being very nice and saying quit being a pansy?
No. Everybody deals with it. Everybody has to deal with their pre-race routine differently, and it's definitely a struggle.
Coming back to the green flag for the second half of the race. 6 laps remaining.
Looks like Ebert's got a good jump there, coming up the inside.
5 laps remaining this time by. Once again, Brister. I think he's got it figured out, just waiting for the track to keep coming to them. He's not as sideways as he once was earlier in this race, but man,
Gibbs is putting on the pressure now. Oof. See what he can do in the second half of this race. Oh, a couple more cars spinning there in the middle.
I want to say is that Drapkin?
No, Drapkin's still out there. He's
red line
fourth.
there he is. Okay.
Oh man, big holes there in turn 4. They're developing. You got to go around them, or they'll suck
now
these
I know
cars
why
up.
you came up here. You're checking the track out for your race.
Exactly. I watch everything. I watch the flag, man. I watch the track as it deteriorates, and try to make good decisions during the race and know what it's going to do.
I'm just amazed at the speed you guys get down that back straightaway. If you hit the second double going into turn 1 and just drifted all the way to the corner. The speed you guys are running when you get up to turn 2 is just kind of scary, actually, from this angle.
Yeah, we're on the edge, when we're hitting those ruts and you're kind of max speed through the corner. It's you're on the edge of spinning out or hitting a rut.
I like some of the guys that run the raised wide letters because it gives me an idea of how the tire spin is going.
Right.
I like to see that. 3 laps remaining this time by. 3 laps remaining.
Brister looking comfortable. Just got to keep it smooth. That's the tricky thing, leading a race wire to wire, start to finish is always the hardest thing, especially with some aggressive people behind you. So, see if we can do it.
It's amazing right now. Trevor Briska has got the fastest lap out there with the 50.5, and that's almost a full half second faster than anybody else in the field, and he's running back in the 5th spot. So maybe he's the car to watch at this time as we have 2 laps remaining this time by. But man, it's going to be hard, awful hard to not only catch him, but then pass Brister at this point. Like these drone pilots, my gosh!
Yeah, it's so impressive what they do. I love it. The
Have you been watching how close they're getting?
Yeah, I think sometimes they come a little too close and may even hit the cars. But these guys are amazing. The professional pilots they have here and the shots they get, I just love it. New for this year.
So white flag will be cut this time around. Brister still looking super strong, well out in front, about a 6-car length lead over Trey Gibbs. Gibbs has a little bit more than that over our 3rd place car, the number 7 of Dale Eberts. One more time around for the SoCal Fleet Services Pro Buggy race.
Man, these guys are leaning hard on their tires, throwing it sideways into turn 1. It's always a risk, but it's what you have to do to be fast.
3-car battle for that last podium spot between Eberts, Drapekin, and Briska.
Yeah, look at that shot. That's amazing.
Completely in the infield, jumped over the infield berm.
Looks like Matt has it in hand, 1 turn to go. He's a friend of mine, so I'm really hoping he gets it. He's an awesome guy and a hard worker on this on his team. So
checkered flags out, and Brister will take the win. Gibbs 2nd. Eberts will be 3rd. Zach Drapkin and Trevor Briska will cross the line. Man, almost side by side as Whitlock and Zimmerman will round out the field. But any final thoughts before we go out there and watch you in Pro 2? I mean, I'm excited. I want to see these trucks hit the track.
Yeah, me too. Yeah, that was an awesome race right there in Pro Buggy. Definitely, like I said, makes me think I wish I was out there, if I could find a car and just kind of do it, maybe in a little rental deal. I'd love to try it. It's just so much fun. But congrats to Matt Brister and the rest of the folks on the podium. As far as I'm concerned, I'm just going to go back, get my helmet on, get my suit on, get everything totally dialed in and ready, and try and go tear it up in my eBay Motors Pro 2. Thanks for having me. This is awesome.
Oh, no. Actually, you just gave me an idea. Do you think will your dad be coming up into the grandstands?
Oh, yeah, certainly.
Do you have an extra spotters radio?
Yeah, we could get you something like that.
Have your dad bring up an extra spotters radio, and during competition yellow, I want to try to talk to you over the radios.
Cool. Yeah, and great idea.
What I'll do is I'll ask for permission first, because I want your game face to be all there. I don't want to interrupt anything, but I would love to be able to talk to you live in your truck during a comp yellow.
Sure. Yeah, we'll give you a mid-race update and see what I see from
very cool.
inside. Thanks for having me. I'll
Dave,
go get ready.
Thanks for stepping up here. Once again, Dave Mason Jr., he was up here, a former multi-time winner in this class, and I believe a champion of, were you class? No, 2nd place, okay, in this class, but right now leading the points in Pro 2. Dave, thanks a lot. We'll see you on the track in just a little bit. So once again, we're going to send Dave down to the podium for our top 3 finishers. Matt Brister, Trey Gibbs, Dale Eberts, 1, 2, and 3. Talk to them for just a second, and we'll step aside for a couple of commercials for all of our fans back at home watching us on the live stream. We got 2 races remaining. Pro Light coming up next, and then the final race of the afternoon, Pro 2. We'll be right back after this.
Making their way over here. One guy pretty stoked to see the Buggy off his back.
Welcome to Palms River Resort.
Come on, Dale. Come on, Ed. Come on, Trey. Let's get this going. Welcome back again. All right, here they are. Dale Eberts and, of course, Trey Gibbs. And, wow, it's been a long time. Matt Brister on top of the box there. Dale, I'm going to come talk to you about this race out there. Look a little slick out there, man. You guys were fighting for traction.
Yeah, slick, some serious ruts. It was a bit of a fight, a little bit of dust, and but man, these guys were really moving, and it was just everything we could do to just keep up there and try to put some pressure on them, but they never made a mistake. So,
well, I got to say, you're becoming Mr. Consistency, Mr. Regular on the box now.
Yeah, it's a good feeling to be competitive. I mean, last year was our first year, and to be in the hunt, in the battle is what we always look for. So, want to get that win, that first short course win, but I think it'll come soon.
Oh, I don't doubt it. So, no, you got a lot of people, an awesome motorsports family behind you.
Yeah, I think my family, my wife Isabel, my son Ezra, my daughter Madison, all the hard work they do. My brother Danny from Ebco Off-Road, all the help he gives us, full carbon fiber body on the car. Another brother Darren with ZLT does the wrap, and Intrust, Cape Toyota, BF Goodrich, Fox Shocks, VP Racing Fuels. Just want to thank all those guys. Thank my mom and dad too. They're here out watching. So they've years of support from them. So and then the gas series, Lee and Poppy, just thank them for putting everything together. And Ultra 4, Dave Cole too.
Well, I know with your success in the desert, now you're seeing it now here in short course. So congratulations.
Thank you.
Right on. Dale Eberts, everybody. Awesome to see. Whole great family of motorsports. There's another regular up here. Multiple classes. Trey Gibbs. Man, that was a hard one. UTV race on top. This one you're like, well, I'll settle for it. But kind of feel bad. It's been a year since he's been up here, so was it a sympathy?
No, not at all. Not one bit at all. This guy absolutely killed it. I was working out there. I was trying inside, outside, running the fluff, high, low. I was literally giving everything I got. And, with that being said, we got to go back and we got to find some speed. So hopefully we have something to give him for tomorrow. But, no, congrats to this guy. He ran a flawless race. He biked it that once, and I thought I was close enough, but just couldn't make it happen. But, congrats to these guys. They ran an awesome race. It's always... Like we always say, it's cool with the pro buggies because we can come out here and race so hard and so clean. We all get out of the cars and it's all smiles. So congrats to these guys. Just want to give a huge thanks to all the family and everyone who gets me out here. KMC, VP, Illumacraft race cars. One of the best cars you could get out there, hands down. Buy one and go out here and win races. But, I want to give a huge thanks to Impact, Rugged Radios, and anyone else forgot. Thank you guys so much for getting me out here.
Good to see you always up here. Trey Gibbs, second place. I kid this guy because I love this family. It's so awesome watching them around, and I get to pass not my hotel room key. Want to go to my room later? But I think you might like the $250 a little bit better. K&N filters. Well, you've passed the torch in one class. You're in the S class. Been a while. It's been dry. You've spread yourself so thin between three classes. Now you're down to two. It seems like the focus is back, Matt.
Yeah, I kind of missed you, Dave. It's been a while since I got to talk to you, so it's good to see you again. Hope the family's well. I got to thank my competitors. Everybody thinks that they're hot whenever they're in the staging line, but as soon as the green flag drops, you're either hunting or you're being hunted. And, all of today, I had these wolves behind me on me, and I just heard them the whole race. So it was stressful for me, but I'm glad to have made it out on top of the box. And I trust these guys with everything. It's not too often when in the staging, everybody shakes hands and everybody's ready to go. And I'm just looking forward to many more races like that. So I got to thank General Tire was hooked up today. The track was a little muddy, so the thing dug deep in the fluff, and it got me the traction that I needed. K&N, of course, keeping the engine clean. It, coming from a mud race to here, we used the same filter, and the engine was strong. Pro-Am, Mackenzie's, Roy, everybody for supporting me. We're putting together a little bit of a Pro Buggy wheel and a Pro Buggy wheel tire combo that it will be affordable, and I hope a lot of people switch over to it because it's strong, and if it's mat-proof, then it works, okay? I gotta thank the Ward family, Mike Ward, Joan Ward, Bud Ward. Bud coached my little brother. I got to thank my family. I'm very reluctant to be able to race multiple cars in one weekend, and especially a truck. It's a ton of work, it's a ton of money, and I'm just a super lucky guy to be up here. And thank you to the fans, Lucas Oil, Lee, Poppy, everybody for coming out, Roush Performance, and Funco. Thank you guys.
Give it up for Matt Brister on the box. The drought is over for that young man, but one more time. Let's give it up for Dale Eberts. Let's give it up for Trey Gibbs. And the monkey is back. It's off his back. Matt Brister. One more here.
Hey, I also got to thank Mo and Mohili Motorsports. They've been behind my back every race this season. Josh, Randall, everybody for coming out. Dude, those guys, they work hard, and I'm looking forward to a huge partnership with them.
Awesome to hear. Well, more races to go, couple more races to go. Folks, don't go anywhere. The excitement only gets better from here. Pro Buggy's got you excited. Wait for the Pro Lights and the Pro 2s up next. Scott, back to you in the booth.
Thanks a lot, Dave. And once again, congratulations on our top three finishers in the SoCal Fleet Services Pro Buggy Division. Again, Matt Brister taking the top spot, Trey Gibbs second, and Dale Eberts third. But like Dave said, Pro Light coming up next, and we have got a fun, large lineup in Pro Light. Our 12th race of the afternoon, and it's